Welcome back to Keeping Ag Real. This is Jenny Schweigert, and I am your hostess. Thanks for joining another episode. This week, I was able to spend some time at the Farm Progress Show. This episode is going to be short, but it's also going to be very sweet. I had some time to interview Darren Wallace, who is the Vice President of Communications for North America at Bayer's Crop Science Division, as well as Will Fett, who is the Executive Director of the Iowa Agriculture Literacy Foundation. We'll go ahead and join the interview, and then at the end, I'm going to wrap up with some thoughts. You're at the Farm Progress Show, and Bayer just presented the Iowa Agriculture Literacy Foundation with a check for $5,000. So where is that money going, and how is that going to benefit ag literacy?
We are going to be doing a series of summer teacher professional development workshops, engaging teachers one day on tours to go out to farms and agribusinesses and co-ops and looking at the science behind agriculture. And then the second day is in the classroom and learning how to best apply what they've seen on the tours into classroom lessons. Hands-on activities, full lesson plans, really applicable stuff for their classrooms.
And are teachers pretty open to accepting the information and taking and teaching ag literacy? We have so many, benchmarks that we need to meet with Common Core and things like that.
Yep.
So how does that work?
So 3 years ago, Iowa adopted the new science standards, and we did a crosswalk of our national ag literacy outcomes. There's over 90 connections to those science standards. It's so easy and applicable to engage agriculture in the science conversation. Just this last year, they rewrote the social studies standards. We have over 100 connections with Iowa social studies standards, so it becomes very easy and natural to use agriculture as the context to teach science and social studies and other topics.
Excellent. I didn't realize that you guys were doing that. So what is Bayer's push to help the Iowa Ag Literacy Program and the Advocate Program?
In Iowa, obviously, agriculture is number one in so many terrific ways, and it's an important place where we obviously have terrific farmer customers and retailers and distributors. For us, we know that only 2% of the population farms, so helping make that connection between consumers and their food and the farm, really important. That's what advocacy is all about. So as an industry, we want growers in our industry to raise their voice to really advocate on behalf of what we do, which is put safe, affordable, nutritious food on the tables of the world and the United States. But we also know that having a literacy, a basic grounding in not only science but agriculture is essential to making that connection, because if you don't understand how food is produced or where it comes from, you don't have an appreciation for all the stewardship that farmers apply, all the benefits that technology bring on farm, and what that benefit means to you as a consumer. So to advocate on behalf of our industry really is advocating on behalf of all of agriculture, and that's what we're about. And this foundation and their literacy program is essential in helping us do that.
So Bayer has several collaborations going on at this time with other organizations and companies. I am an advocate for bringing everybody in the industry together to better use time and finances to reach consumers or the general public. Is that something that you are open to, working with different big companies to excel at?
We absolutely are open to partnerships of all kinds. So, yours is a great example. What we're doing today here with the Iowa Ag Literacy Foundation is a great example. We have a wonderful program with National 4-H Council called Science Matters, which is all about doing hands-on science with the youth of America, and, many, many more. But we are open to partnering with those that can help the overall cause, be that about science, be that about agriculture. What we want to do is have an open discussion, have a transparent opportunity to really engage everyone in the dialogue, because food touches everyone. Agriculture touches everyone. And the opportunity that we have as an industry is really to change the world and make it better. And I can think of no better cause, frankly, than to engage in an open dialogue to help everyone understand what technology and agriculture and farmers can do together, because it's nothing short of transformational and extraordinary.
So right now I see, I guess as an outsider looking in, I see great potential for working together because of all of the different acquisitions and mergers, and we've got people who were, at one company, now at another company. It's truly a community between the big four now, I guess. Is that where we're big four. So this is a great time. Are you open to, bringing all of those folks together and maybe sit down and meeting?
I wouldn't even limit it, frankly, to technology providers like Bayer. I think whether it's a machinery or an implement company, whether it's a digital startup that's focused on agriculture, or if it's a traditional tech provider like Bayer, for example, I think the opportunity, frankly, is for all of us to come together as one ag community,
right,
large and small, and the nonprofits that are with it, the youth that are connected to agriculture. But we know for a fact that if we talk to ourselves only in agriculture,
yes,
that we simply are talking to ourselves.
Yes.
So bringing food to the table, bringing
yes,
small producers to the table, bringing the organic industry, and just having a really terrific discussion, because we know what we provide, we know what the opportunities are. I think the more that we can reach out to others and really explain what we see, that's really the opportunity. And so I think the secret sauce we're all looking for is exactly how.
right.
In our view, we think it's about partnerships. And so that can be partners big and small, that can be on new technologies, it could be on outreach, it could also be in ag literacy. But what we know and are confident about, we can't do it by ourselves. So it'll take the entire ag community working together to make that outreach possible. And we're absolutely open to doing it, and we expect to be a leader in leading that way.
That is really reassuring. That's been a topic on Twitter the last week and a half, 2 weeks, especially with the glyphosate articles that came out. So back to the Iowa Ag Literacy Foundation. Can you give me an example of a curriculum that you provide to teachers?
Sure. One that we developed just this last year is on water quality. Water quality here in Iowa is a big issue. And a lot of the water quality stuff that is currently available focuses on the problem, framing the issue, which is great because we all need to understand what the problem is. We took it a step farther and we framed the issue with the first 6 lessons that we developed, and then the second half of the lessons that we developed are all about current land practices that farmers are implementing. So we've gone into the science of terraces and the science of cover crops and the science of bioreactors so that people can understand it's a complicated decision, everything from the seed choices that you're making to the chemical inputs to the fertilizer inputs to ultimately what is the water running off your field and how you're going to manage that water and make sure that it's clean for the person running downstream.
And is this for students K through 12?
Agriculture in the classroom is K-12. The water quality curriculum that we developed specifically has a high school focus, but it's.
So do you also focus on, hey, these are some of the job opportunities that are out there?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everybody wants to talk about careers, and we're seeing careers being talked about as young as 4th grade.
Oh, yeah.
So understanding that not that you have to job shadow as a 4th grader, but understanding the options that are out there and thinking that, hey, being a scientist could actually be a really cool career option.
Right.
We want to frame it in that light.
Excellent. Well, thank you both very much for talking with me, and this is just a fantastic collaboration, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the Farm Progress Show.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
While the Farm Progress Show started out on a muddy side, it did end up on the sweet side, especially hearing from Darren Wallace of Bayer Crop Science regarding their openness to collaborating with other large corporations and small businesses in the agriculture sphere. So my charge or my call to action would be to those corporations, Dow, DuPont, Syngenta, ChemChina, all of our top tech companies, to reach out to me. You can email me at jenny@keepingagreal.com, and I would like to help facilitate bringing everyone around the table together in a collaborative effort to better the agriculture industry. As Darren stated, we are going to be stronger as one. And as Leslie Kelly, who has been working very hard to bring everyone together, has said, it is definitely time. It is definitely time for a collaboration. So this concludes today's episode. As I said, it is short, but it is sweet. I look forward to seeing what the future holds. Thanks again for joining another episode of Keeping Ag Real. As always, keep it real.